Good afternoon, Tom Ginn, hosting G-Force. G is for gratitude. Didn't make yesterday's meeting. Just got tied up with a lot of great things. But today, I want to make sure that you're turning on your notifications. Turning on your notifications for Friday's G-Force guest, because we're bringing in a very, very special person, an author, a keynote speaker. He has a tremendous story, how his dreams are shattered from wanting to be a paddleboard coach and developer, and he was afflicted with a disease that took his ability to stand. He could have succumbed to that, but he's going to share his story of how he's gone from losing his dreams to rebuilding them. Author, speaker, Mike Shoreman. This is who we're going to have on tomorrow. I'll show you his picture here. There he is, Mike Shoreman. His passion of paddleboarding, being a paddleboard coach. He has taken that dream and inspiring other people to live a life of fulfillment through trials and tribulations. So it's going to be a wonderful interview, inspiring. So turn on your notifications. I'm so grateful to have him on, because many times we look at our circumstances and we think there's no place else to go. He's going to share his story. We talked today a little bit about that with his coaching and the coaches that work with him. They work first thing about gratitude. What are you grateful for today? And then the other day I was talking about gratitude, that it's a spiritual principle. But in the book, the author was recognizing from another author that he was talking about the 15 spiritual principles, that gratitude wasn't mentioned. And the author shared with him in a conversation, the author of this book, Gratitude Works, that the spiritual principle for gratitude is celebration. Think about that for a moment. Celebration. It's a time to celebrate. That's a spiritual principle. Holding that celebration in your heart changes how you feel, how you respond, everything else. So we should be celebrating at a spiritual level all the things we're grateful for. So that's a pretty powerful lesson, and it goes into great detail and depth on the spiritual principles of gratitude. But today we're going to be talking real briefly, just a few minutes here, about fasting. About fasting. Now, let's take a look at our culture. We could just look around and moving around in our community. Food is a predominant focal point in our lives. TV commercials, fast food stores. Studies and research show we are inundated with the obsession of food, and we take it for granted. What do we focus on? Are we getting gratitude from our food? Are we seeking food? Is that, we are programmed to do that. So let's talk a little bit about why fasting is so important when it comes to building a deeper presence of gratitude in your life. So we are inundated, and we're taking substance or food substance for granted. So when we fast, it's a principle that's used in every major religion out there, fasting. we can look into that. We won't get into that. We look at the principles of fastings at a spiritual content. It's a core principle to bring us into a state of gratitude. When we fast, we can also take a look how much time, energy, thoughts are we putting into food in relationship to everything else we do. How much time are we devoting to eating, acquiring food, thinking about food? When we look at that as part of who we are and how we operate, we can see that that pursuit of getting pleasure, food feeds a pleasure. Food can also be an addiction. We need it for substance. But if we look at our behaviors, how much time are we spending in the pursuit of food? Are we thinking about it all the time? It's robbing us away from celebration, building gratitude. So what fasting does, it takes our attention away from food. It brings us to a realization that food is substance. It's what we need to live. But if we have other ideas and thought about food, we're moving our way from the spiritual principles of gratitude, celebration. We're not focusing on spiritual concerns. So fasting. Depriving ourselves of something creates a different sense of gratitude, appreciation, when we deprive ourselves. And this is all in context for health, spiritual well-being, and all those things. But really analyze how much time you spend thinking about food. Are you really grateful for food and the substance and the abundance we have? Are you focused strictly on that? Versus how do you take gratitude and build on it? Fasting is going to bring you to a different level of awareness in the area of substance. So I'm just going to just cover that here. This is a really long piece on fasting, the science behind it, and this research and what it does physically, psychologically, spiritually, emotionally when we fast. All positive, all good results. We become healthier. There's a lot of research what fasting does. One of the things here, it says that fasting, the science behind it, may be a preventive way to diminish or eliminate or shortcut dementia. Allows your body to clean itself of the toxins that may be causing the damages within our brain. So it goes beyond just substance. Fasting affects us spiritually, emotionally, physiology, the physiology of eating, the lack of eating, and how it restores our spiritual connection to gratitude, the celebration. And then the next time you fast for 2 to 3 days, look at how you look at food. You'll look at it totally different, with a different perspective, with different focus on gratitude. So that's what I wanted to bring up today is gratitude works, the principle of fasting. There's 15 principles. And this book, I highly recommend that you get it, because today I just did a real quick overview on it. But fasting is a very strong principle to build your gratitude quotient. Build your gratitude quotient. So here we want to do is just make sure you're turning on your notifications for Gratitude Works. Today we talked about stats of gratitude of substance. Tag and share this out. Turn on your notifications for Friday, 2 p.m. because we are bringing in Mike Shoreman, interview, an inspiring story that he brings. That is Mike right there. So turn on your notifications. Have a great day. I'm so grateful for this moment because it's this moment is where I focus my gratitude. Have a great day.